Wholeness, beautiful beings, welcome to my channel. My name is Rashida Silvertree and today's topic is about healing. Don't allow the past of your parents define your future. Don't allow the past of your parents define your future. This is very, very important. I'm just going to jump right into it. Our parents sometimes, with unresolved spiritual, emotional, psychological issues, financial issues, ancestral issues, unresolved issues, ancestral issues will continue to manifest in each generation until it's completely healed, until it plays out. Generational curses such as addiction, suicide, sexual abuse, victimhood mentality, financial limitations. These are things that continue to play out for a specific reason. Lessons unlearned will continue to manifest in your path. And if you notice a pattern on your mother's family, your paternal and maternal side of the family, and you can pinpoint, which I made videos actually a few months ago on how to heal the paternal and maternal sides of your family and how to heal ancestral curses. So it will keep repeating itself over and over and over until it's done, until it's run its course. And you know, the burdens that our parents put on us and project, it's all a lot of projection, right? Our parents project all that, what their parents did and what their parents did and what their parents did. And it's not all right, and it's a huge burden that we have to carry. And then we project it onto our children, and then our children project it onto their children, and so on and so forth, and on it goes. So finding a way to liberate yourself and releasing yourself from your parents' past. If you often see, because sometimes they don't always verbalize a parent will never verbalize how or what their parents' faults were. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But you know how they respond to stress, how they respond to triggers, and how they respond to their environment. Or even when you do see a familial interaction, you see that there's a lot of strain and a lot of unsaid energy going on, okay? And we take that on. And my dear empaths out there, my highly sensitive people that just feel everything, will literally take on our parents' burden, take on their stresses, take on their wounds, take on their curses, take on their stuff. Because when it comes to unloving energy, when it has nowhere else to go, it has nowhere else to go but out, and it's externalized. And as highly sensitive children, as all children are highly sensitive, we absorb everything from womb to tomb, right? We take it to the tomb. And spirit, if we, have a bloodline, it's passed on to our children and their children. So what do? How do we stop this? Don't allow your parents' destiny to be your own. This is where autonomy is very important. This is where sovereignty is very important. This is where you standing up for you and for your being is important. Take what the hurts and the wounds and transmute that into something bigger and better and brighter. Whatever is solid in your heart from these projections from your early childhood, okay, your heart is crystallized. Well, then use that crystal and take it and put it in and shine in front of the sun. and allow a new light and a new glow to overcome all of these blockages. Don't allow your parents' past to be a cloud over your future. It's very, very difficult. And I'm not saying blame your parents. Your parents, it's not their fault. This happens all the time. This is part of the human experience when one chooses to be a parent, to be a divine guide for another human being that is produced from your loins. This is part of the spiritual practice. Parenthood is a spiritual practice. And in spiritual practice, we have to practice non-attachment, detachment. We have to identify what attachment is, what non-attachment is, and how to detach ourselves from that which does not belong to us. Just because you're genetically, biologically connected to someone does not mean that you are supposed to be the burden carrier, right? Atlas, I believe, Atlas is the in Greek history and Greek mythology, he's the one that carries the whole world on his shoulders. Mark me if I'm wrong, okay? Like, let me know. I like to be correct on historical facts. But, you know, it's like, that song is coming through. We got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. But a lot of the time, it's a whole world on our backs. Like, your parents' drug addictions or their worries and their anxiety, their mental illness, all these other things, they're not yours. Stop letting it dictate your future. It's supposed to stop with you. It's not supposed to continue on. Bad habits are not supposed to. It's that song. It says, bad habits lead to you, right? That song I hear on the radio. Bad habits lead on to someone else. No, stop. Recognize the habits, recognize the cycles and the patterns and the seasons, make the connections. And you have to make that sovereign choice as an individual, okay? You have to make that choice to stop it and to make it introduce something different. That's the plus of having a child, because there's this potential, there's this power that child can do better and be better and bring forth something better than that can completely obliterate generational curses and generational wounds and traumas and addictions and so on and so forth. A lot of us are we have strong victimhood. When I was listening to a counselor, psychologist giving some advice to people on the phone, right? And he was recording it and uploading it on YouTube. I forgot his name, but he was saying stuff like, you know, what was it? We have internal dialogue. We have internal voices, inner voices in our head that we think that they're our own, and that's not always the case. They're the ghosts, you know, that a recording of the ghost of our parents, or our coach, or or a teacher, you know, our mother, our grandmother, you know, our inner critic, right? Our inner critics tend to be those that you know, they're part of our foundation, they're part of our family, they're part of our upbringing, and they shape us and they shape our belief system. And as grown adults, we're supposed to kind of go through the garden and take out those old weeds and take out those old roots that are toxic for us, especially if we're trying to grow a new relationship or grow our own family or grow a business, or, you know, go deeper into spiritual practice. Introducing new habits, introducing new practices can really set your parents free too. Oh, this is so important, because sometimes parents hold on to guilt, and the guilt really, it really hurts the parents. I'm not saying take responsibility for what they've done or did not do. I'm saying, like, when you're doing deep spiritual work on yourself, okay, and you speak out and you say, I release you, Mom. I release you, Dad. I release you, grandfather. I release you, grandmother, from all the things that you did that caused harm, or all the things you did not that caused harm. I release you. You don't even have to speak to them over the phone. You don't have to have this big family confrontation. You speak that into spirit. You speak that into spirit, and it releases. The unseen rules the seen. Everything begins in the unseen, all around you. I said in several videos ago, illness begins in the spirit realm. It begins in your electromagnetic field, and then it slowly enters into each energy body. Then, because the last energy body is the physical, right? So, again, liberate your parents from their own. You can liberate your parents from their own stuff, from their own trash, by releasing yourself from it. Our parents hold a lot of guilt from the things that they weren't capable of doing. Did I provide enough? Did I provide too much? Did I spoil the crap out of them because now they're not sufficient? Did I mistreat them? Did I favor one on the other? All this stuff is what parents think about. Those that have some level of self-awareness or consciousness or regret. You have a lot of parents out there who are shit parents, crappy parents, and then the silver hair comes through. Achy joints come through. Medications start popping in. Glasses start rolling in. You know what I'm saying? Like age. When they hit the wall. Yes, everybody hits a wall. Everybody hits a wall. They really do. Some people peak in high school, sadly. But most people, when they hit that wall, when they feel their mortality, and it's not just about old people either, right? You can hit a wall when you become an orphan and your own mortality is staring you in the face. You're like, oh, crap. Right? So a lot of that stems from mortality is like knocking at their door saying, hey, hello, hi. We all have a death. Doesn't matter what age, really. We all have an entrance and an exit out of this world. We all have limited amount of time here. And when our parents start like reviewing their past and how the past has influenced their present and how their actions have really influenced a whole nother being, and this being is their child, they're like, oh my gosh, I played a role in that. How did I play a role in it? What did I do? Right? So just be mindful of that. Like, really, release yourself from their stuff, because it ain't your stuff. It is not your stuff. Don't let that dictate your future. That's all. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Please leave your comments below if you want. Like it if you want. Share it if you want. Take care. See you soon.